Hello, everybody. So, yesterday I spoke about just sharing with you my story about how I'm learning to be a coach, and I wanted to share something about how it all started. I turned 40 last year in October, and I was just going through this whole midlife crisis where I'm thinking, what am I lacking? What's the purpose of my life? Because I've read and heard that they say if you find the purpose of your life, then you don't have to work anymore. So I started on a journey, something like eat, pray, love, but in my own way. I started on my journey about self exploration, and as a result of that, I started reading a lot because I saw, for example, a lot of colleagues who I looked up to, who did well, spoke well. Most of them had signs of, like books behind them, or in our conversations, they'll reference books that they have read. And so I understood with these cues that reading is essential to growth. And I was somebody who didn't look at self help books earlier, but I wanted to consciously change that. So I started reading, and luckily, the first book that I read was Limitless by Jim Quick. By the first book, I mean like first book in 2023. I don't remember how I stumbled upon this, but I would recommend this book to anybody who is in a similar path like mine. I think I've grown so much. I'm trying to be my authentic self. So the old me would be like, I'll only do a video if my stomach is completely, in tone, in shape. But now I don't care. I'm like, hey, doesn't matter. What matters is what I'm sharing in my mind. So, like Jay Shetty said, let's make wisdom go viral. So I'm like doing that. So, anyways, I started reading Limitless, and it had huge positive impact on me. So I've referred many people to go ahead and read this book, and some of them are, and I hope it helps them as much as it is helping me. Couple of things that really spoke to me about Limitless was first self-talk. So Limitless book stresses upon the fact that the most important conversation you'll have in your life ever is with yourself. So, for example, if I keep telling my team at work that I'm not good at taking notes or typing, so can one of you do it? I am never going to be good at taking notes. I have stopped doing that for the last maybe 6 months, and now I take real time notes while I'm sharing my screen. I do make mistakes. I still have multiple typos, but I'm definitely getting better and I'm not embarrassed. And if I keep at it, I know I'll become better. My speed will improve, my accuracy will improve, when to use caps lock or not, all that will come into play. So self talk is super critical. He starts with an example where, like growing up as kids, we all think we can be superheroes, right? And that should still be the way we look at life and tasks when we grow up in life. Instead of putting doubts and obstacles that are more mental to start with in our life, we should just focus on how we can achieve it despite those challenges, right? So having that mindset was something that stuck to me. So I kept that, and I'm sharing that with you all today. And then it also spoke about that if you want to constantly keep learning, and that's the only way to be truly successful, and my focus was still to grow. So it said that you can only do that by constantly reading. So reading is a huge part of learning because yes, you can learn through listening, watching, a lot of things. But when we read something, it has a more deeper impact within us. And that's why if you want to constantly learn, constantly reading is important. So result of that, I started reading a bunch of books. My goal was big, but I converted into small steps. So my goal was to read 12 books in the year of 2023. And I did a count last night so I could share with you guys that I actually ended up reading about 15 or 16 books, and I was so proud. And not just about the fact that I met the 12 mark, but also because just the growth I've had as a result of it. So, tomorrow's session, maybe I can share the list of books that made a positive impact in me in 2023 and some key takeaways. Hopefully, if you feel motivated to go grab a book or Kindle, any form of books, right? Go for it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.